Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Gray Say There's a Better Way. And this is my Pot Smoker's Bible uh, blog or section where I discuss with you the things that the actual Gray have actually discussed with me in our various communications. Because I am a human telepath, and by right of passage, I have won the right to speak on behalf of the Gray and to be the um, spokesperson for the human race to the Gray. I am the nexus between Gray and humans. And I am the leader of uh, a worldwide organization. Well, it's not organized yet, but a worldwide network of telepathic humans who work for the Gray. I oversee the United States of America. And because the everything was set up to culminate here and then move to the Middle East, I am in charge of bringing uh, about first contact. And in order to prepare the planet for this event, I am airing these episodes so that you will know what the Gray say and how they do things and what they propose for humanity. Now, in my last couple of episodes, I established who I am and how I won the right to be the voice of the Gray on earth. I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, the foretold prophet of Israel, the bride of the Jewish faith. And I have been elected by the Gray to speak on their behalf. They have taught me everything that I need to teach you to prepare you for intergalactic um, interactions. The Gray are in the vicinity. They are waiting to be invited to Earth by their children, and I represent those children. And I have been telling you so far, what I've been elected to do. And now I'm going to carry on with our discussion to show you not only our foundation, our past, but how it will be reinstituted into our future. I'm talking about what I call, and I believe that the archaeologists will agree with me on this. The temple complex, which is the worldwide configuration of temples dedicated to gods. These temples come in two forms. There are the soul temples, which govern a small population, a region of space where there's not a real organized society, smaller villages and such. Like every town had its god. It had its own temple, had its own deity, its own overseer. The bigger cities, however, had complexes, as in the Greek Macropolis, is that what it's called? Where all of the ancient temples resided. Now, these temple complexes were, we call them religious temples, and we associate them with our modern idea of religion. But I have concluded from my study of archaeology, mythology, ancient cultures, religions, myth, um, that these temples were not religious to begin with. The gods were literally aliens. They were alien, you might call them overlords. Okay? They were alien appointed officials who oversaw particular regions of the planet. In larger population centers, there were more than one temples, and there was one temple for the head of the complex, Zeus in Greece, and then there were other temples dedicated not to the gods that ran them, my friends, but to the functions that they represented. There was the medical temple. There was the love temple, relationship temple. There was the agricultural temple. There was the seafaring temple. There was the banking temple. There was temples dedicated to every aspect of social structure. Now, if we look at our current configuration of government, we also have a temple complex. Look at Washington, D.C. The White House is the temple of the Most High God, the ruler, the ruling God, the ruling deity. The Senate and the House house the lesser deities that function as the department heads for the various temples. There's the agricultural department, there's blah 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 blah, all the different departments of the government housed in these temple-like buildings. There's the judiciary uh, te- temple where all the judges sit to rule over everything else. They're the big judges. Do you see the similarity between the temples of the ancient governments in the temple complex system and that of our modern institutions, where we have the same buildings representing the same business of government? It's logical. The agricultural god was not being worshipped as a god. Oh, please, God, please, I pray you bring rain. No. He was in charge of the machine that took care of the weather. So that if your crops weren't getting enough water, you could go to the agricultural god and you could say, hey, agricultural god, hey, guy who's been represented to deal with me by the heavens, what do I do? Make it rain. He didn't make it rain. He made it irrigated. But in our, I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't know where humanity came up with this religious thing. Okay, I just don't have a clue how it came about. That you would think that an agricultural deity, who is a god who those from the heavens came, um, wanted to be worshipped when his job was to oversee agriculture. And the medical practitioners all belonged to the temple of the medicine, who was overseen by the highest ranking doctor in the region, who just happened to be a Grey, and therefore a god. The Grey have never been worshipped by humanity in the regards that we worship them today. And every time you call upon the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh, I am that I am, any of the names of God in the Bible or any other, in the Quran or any other religious document, Hindus books, they're all Grey or affiliated with the Grey. And they all bear names of ancient deities. And they weren't deities, they were aliens, elected, to oversee the operations of the planet, each one to their region. Now, sometimes there was conflicts between the different regions as the humans had conflicts, but it was never religious in nature. It was always political. And if you look at the stories without the religious connotation and look at the events that it portrays, you will see what I mean. It's all political. The Pharaoh was not worshipped as a god. He was worshipped, but he wasn't worshipped at all. He was an equal overseer with the god, representing the god. The god being that official elected by the governing body of the Grey to oversee that region. All political. All, none of it religious. The Grey left. The social structure of the temple structure broke down. All that humans were left with was the memories of the Grey. And then they embellished the stories of the Grey. They disassociated the temple complex government and replaced it with a worship thing where they deified the official and made that deity their all powerful, all knowing, we must follow them into forever thing that we know today. And it was never a thing to begin with until the Grey left. So we're left with a system of religions that have warped the political system that used to run the operations of this entire planet. There was one temple structure that ran through the entire population of the planet. No matter where you go on Earth, no matter what local architecture was used, there is evidence of a similar structure in the complex of temples. Take Mexico and Egypt. They both have temples dedicated to different deities overseeing different aspects of the local population. We call them by names that we have given them in our imaginings, but that's all it is. Imaginings. So let's start with a clean slate, archaeologists. Just close all your books, put them aside, and let's look at the temple complex for what it is: a political government organization that spanned the entire planet, which was overseen by those who from the heavens came, aliens who lived and operated among us, not on our human planet, because they breathe nitrogen. So they had representatives who were humans, like me, and they spoke for them on their behalf. And we'll have more of this later. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. And may they teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your guild choice when we get to count. If you get high or do drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote 2 books about it. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible and the Book of Zion. I love you too much to say goodbye, so I'm going to say later now.